This conference will now be recorded.
Well, thank you all for joining me for our business networking meeting. Today, we actually have a special treat and we have a special guest, which we used to do a lot back when we had the physical lunch meetings. And that is today, JoAnn Forrester, the Empress of Biz, is with us today. And after we do our usual round of introductions, she'll be talking about, and I don't want to steal her thunder, so I want to be very careful, but she's going to be talking about first a little activity she's putting with uh, police women that run police departments all over the country. So, and then second, she'll be giving us a quick overview of a multi-module program that she's putting on stress management. So we'll be doing those two things. But first, we're going to go through our traditional round of introductions. I've got everybody muted, but I'll unmute you one at a time. So just say your name, where you are geographically, what your product or service is, and also, very importantly, what a good referral for you would be so the other people here on the video chat can keep their eyes open for you. And very first on my list, and I'll just go in my order of my list, is Barbara Klein.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, Sal, for hosting this meeting. Good to see all of you again, repeat performers. I am Barbara Klein, the love coach, and I am the owner of the Best You Dating and Life Coaching, and I am a dating and life coach. And I love helping singles who are feeling frustrated and lonely by teaching them how to discover their own self-worth so they can fall in. Okay, let me rephrase that. Discover their own self-worth through my love story program so they can fall in love without compromising their boundaries. A good referral for me is anyone who is single, divorced, widowed, who is either, or an unmarried person who is struggling with online dating, frustrated with online dating, has no clue where to even start because they've just gotten out of a long-term marriage or relationship and haven't dated in like 30 years and have no clue about online dating, as well as anybody who just is not feeling successful and wants to know why they keep attracting the wrong person. And so that's what I do. That's how I help people. I also run two meetup groups. One's called Surviving and Thriving Divorce. We have a meeting tonight. And on Wednesday, my self-improvement singles meetup group is meeting as well. So that's what I do. Thank you.
Excellent. And I just saw that Alejandra joined us. But before I backtrack to Alejandra, I'm actually going to go forward to Jack Maitland because I see him on the screen. I see him moving. I hope I can hear him, and I want to make sure we get him on before something happens.
Here's my grandson. I don't know if you can see Kansas City, but he's all disappointed since they didn't pull it off last month. He's only 7, Barbara, but he may want to talk to you. He's got a couple of girlfriends. He's not hasn't quite decided. Am I muted or not?
No, we can hear you perfectly.
Oh, you can hear me anyway. Good guy here. But thank you, Sal. Again, my name again is Jack Maitland. Hail from Pittsburgh. I live in Fort Lauderdale. Temperature down here today, you probably don't want to know it. It's 75. And although we've had some very cold weather in the 60s last week, actually we dipped into the 40s, believe it or not. Anyway, I'm retired, guys, from the ad agency business. I ran my own advertising marketing firm for close to 30 years, and I kind of semi-retired a number of years ago through a vehicle, actually, that I'm involved with now. But I work as in marketing for a science-based manufacturing company based out of the Pacific Northwest called Melaleuca. It's kind of a strange name. Melaleuca is a tree, actually, there is one in the Everglades, but the one that our company named itself after is a tree that grows in New South Wales, Australia, from which they extract tea tree oil, which they use in a number of their products. It's a solvent, it's a fungicide, it's a antiseptic, and we're basically an online wellness shopping club. A lot of people throw us in the MLM culture. We're quite a bit different from that. We're not distributors, don't sell products. But we're basically, we're customers. It's like a Sam's Club or a Costco, a $19 a year membership. And we shop online for a whole bunch of different products. We have everything but refrigerator items and paper goods. These are things we're all buying anyway somewhere, but they're better, they're safer, they're better priced. And there's an opportunity that I've taken advantage of to revenue share with the company by helping them promote their brand, not sell their products, but promote their brand. Not everybody wants to do that, but I chose to do it. And since they pay for referrals, I've built a nice retirement income through that opportunity. So I'm looking for people that want better, safer products in their home with the understanding your family budget stays intact. And also people that are looking for a plan B that want to supplement, diversify their income a little bit. Because of the economy and so forth. And so that's kind of what I'm looking for, and would appreciate any referrals, and anywhere I can be of assistance to you all. I'm certainly looking forward to learning more about what you all do. So thank you for your time today.
Perfect. Thank you, Jack. And let's see, I'm going to backtrack because I see Alejandra has a little bit of company too. Oh, you have to unmute yourself from your side, Alejandra.
Okay, yes, I do have a little intruder today here. So he's actually been really attached to me for a couple of weeks. So it's been difficult to say the least. At least right now I'm not doing a presentation, which is when it gets really dicey. but
see, I can tell from here, is he wearing his Steelers colors?
He's wearing a shirt, and you'll be like, he cannot wear that shirt. Because he has a Steelers shirt. No, Marcus, you have to stop. He's wearing a Steelers shirt, but it's a brown shirt. So I sent it to one of my friends today. I am friends with one of the Steelers players, and I sent it to him. I said, I think you'll kill him if he's wearing this, but he grabbed it today. He's like, I'm sending him another one. But I'm a big Chiefs fan, so I'm sad too, Jack. I went to Kansas State University, so I am a Chiefs fan. But my kids were born in Pittsburgh with a Pittsburgh dad. So what can I do? I'm the only one. But guys, my name is Alejandra. I actually excited to be on the call here today with Sal and the rest of the team, and happy to see some new faces and some familiar faces. I actually am a regional vice president with a company called ACN. I'm an independent representative with that company. And what we do is we actually market services, things that people don't know how to live without, from your electricity. Marcus, you may want to stop right now, sweetie. From your electricity to your gas, to your internet, to your home security, along other things. Identity theft protection, merchant services, etc. And what we do is we help people, residential and commercial both, save money on services that they're already using. And the second thing that I do is also help individuals to generate income on this. So I help people learn how to generate residual income with these services. Been doing it for a long time. I love it. He has a good referral for me. It's either somebody that's trying to lower their bills or somebody that's looking for a second stream of income, but maybe something that you're not thinking and it's not that straightforward. Just those people maybe in the real estate world, from brokers to agents to mortgage individuals, etc. I help them actually help their clients get a better experience through a concierge service with services that they're setting up no matter what, and help them generate residual income on that. And I apologize for my little parrot next to me.
Well, no, excellent. Thank you. Let's see. I'm going to keep going down my list here. Let's see. Jennifer, I don't think your webcam's turned on, but I think you're on. And if you can hear me, if you'd like to introduce yourself. Or maybe she's not there. Okay, I'll keep going down my list. We can come back.
She said in the chat, family emergency.
Oh, okay. And then on my list is JoAnn, but JoAnn, I'm going to skip you so you can go last and introduce yourself and do your presentation. So I'm going to move down to my good buddy, Joe Gardonis.
Thank you, Sal. Thank you for the introduction. Good to see everybody here. Jen, when she was in, and Alejandra, and other familiar people here. Good to see everybody in 2021. I hope we're having a better year than we did last year so far. But anyhow, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Joe Gardonis, and I have a graphic communications practice in which I specialize in graphic design of all sorts, whether it be logos, rebranding, branding projects, print advertising, and also website design and maintenance, and social media consultation, specifically like Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn pages. So basically, what I do, or I aim to do for any of my clients, is to boost their visual impression, because we all know that's a very important aspect of today's world, especially with COVID putting everything more on virtual and online than normal. So whether it be needing a new brand for a business that's just starting up, or even like a company organization that already has a presence of some sort, but is looking to basically refine that, whether it be nonprofit organization or a bigger business, those are the people that I tend to work with. Startups are very ideal, but I'm also open to working with medium-sized businesses and or any sort of nonprofit organization.
Okay, excellent. Let me see who's next here. Oh, we have Stephanie and Stephanie, but first on my list is Stephanie Peterson.
Hey, so how's everybody doing today? Doing good? Even though you see the sunshine behind me, it is a little chilly here in Albuquerque. So we had a nice warm weekend, but it's going to cool off quite a bit this week. But you'll see down on my name that I'm with Exhibit, and we used to be, until last week, Exhibit Trade Show Marketing Experts, and now we are Exhibit Visual Solutions. So we've completely rebranded ourselves. So like Joe up there, we do all sorts of different branding to help get your name out there. So like he's a designer, we do similar, a lot the same way, but we go that step further and do the physical aspect. We do the printing, we do all of the banner stands, we do the trade show thing. So Joe, if you have any clients that need to take it that one step further, that's what we're looking for. We also have had to do some virtual aspects of what we do, and so we also facilitate small to medium meetings similar to this. We also, JoAnn Forrester, it's good to see you on, because she's going to be on our mastermind session on Wednesday, which I encourage all of you to be on that. And so it's something that we're master networkers. We like to connect people, and so being shut in like we have been, and events being canceled all over, it's been a little tough on us to kind of pivot into different directions. And so we are doing that. We have clients that are wanting to come back. They're already calling us with possible shows coming up. We have a couple, one in March, one in May, one in June, and a whole bunch in the fall. So we are looking forward to those events coming back, to where we can do those physical exhibits and those trade show, show services, and help you all get out there and get your visual aspects out there. So we're looking for partners as well. So like Joe said, he does logo design, small businesses. You do web design. So we just actually launched our brand new website with our brand new branding. We have a brand new logo as well as our website. Now we don't actually go in and physically work on the website for the clients. So Joe would be a good partner for me to say, okay, we can handle some of the logo branding and all of that and visual aspects, but Joe, can you help us design their website? Can you go in and do all that backdoor stuff that is difficult for us to do on that level? So that's a good partner for us. And so then also like JoAnn, Sal referred JoAnn to us for our mastermind sessions. That is held once a month, every second Wednesday of the month. And we have 2 speakers that facilitate a group and talk about a topic, and then really get the group talking and interacting with one another. And then we have our serendipity networking, which is the 3rd Wednesday of every month, which is kind of like Network After Work, if you guys have been on there, where we pop you into a small group. But we have a lot of people that are local to Albuquerque as well as nationwide. And so we love meeting people. We love networking with people. We're looking forward to getting back to shaking hands out there. And I couldn't leave Albuquerque if I don't have that nice thing behind me that you guys have seen in different Zoom meetings. But our Albuquerque Balloon Fiesta, first week of October. If you get a chance to travel here, you see over 500 balloons in the air, and you actually can get down on the field with them. So we are hoping to have it that first week of October, and would love to see you all come. So again, Stephanie Peterson with Exhibit Visual Solutions. Thank you.
Perfect. And that reminds me, by the way, and I've seen a lot of you are doing it, but please put your contact information into the chat, because later tonight when I send you a link to the video, I'll also send everybody the whatever you put in the chat. So again, your contact information, website, LinkedIn profiles, whatever you want to make sure everybody else in the group gets so they can contact you. And then we go down to Stephanie Rukin, if you could unmute yourself from your side, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Stephanie Rukin from frigid cold Chicago, Illinois. I completed my bachelor's degree in business management at National Louis University in April of 2020. However, my experience as an administrative assistant at the Cancer Wellness Center of Northbrook, Illinois, receiving calls, answering questions about programs offered at the center, organizing events such as the annual charity walk at the center, and programs that were on a monthly basis is what gave me the confidence and also fulfilled the lifelong dream to pursue my passion to help as many people possible to achieve their goals by helping this organization. For me, that means pursuing a career in the world of human resources. It would give me the opportunity to focus on the company's most important asset, its employees. I am organized, I am self-disciplined, I am a dedicated team member, I collaborate well with others. I'm looking forward to learning more about the world of human resources management and business and how it can bring cultures together, and I would love the opportunity to bring my skills to life.
Perfect. Thank you, Stephanie.
You're welcome.
And now I am going to backtrack a little bit to JoAnn, and I'm also going to do a little screen sharing session here, so that hopefully you can all see this. Okay, JoAnn, do you want to talk first about this activity?
Okay, thank you, Sal. I have an organization called Celebrate and Share, and we have been raising funds for organizations that help women and children since 2002. What is unique about us is that we feature our events generally around women, either Women's History Month or women celebrating the 19th Amendment, which was 100 years last year, August 26th. So everything that we do is generally around raising funds and promoting Women's History Month. Sometimes history seems like boring, but when you hear the stories of these women, it isn't boring. February is Black History Month, and I have a lot of contacts with police officers, and one of the police officers who is moderating this panel is Marita Bryant, who just retired as Assistant Superintendent of Allegheny County. She was also the highest ranking police officer in the city of Pittsburgh. And we were talking to her, myself, my partner, Bonnie DiCarlo, and we said, we'd like to do something different. Now, my son's a police officer. So I can tell you personally, I don't even want to know when he goes on a raid. I've been there when he's been called out when something terrible has been happening, and mother wants to go and punch them all, But we decided to, since there's been so much distrust of police, that we decided to have an event featuring mostly Black History Month, and our officers are mostly African Americans. And we have these women from hotspots. They have been put into hotspots where there has been problems, and basically it's going to be sink or swim for them. So we have women from California all the way to New York to Virginia, and they're talking about what it's like for them. What are the opportunities that they have, and what are the obstacles that they have as women police officers? This is the first time that I know a panel has been opened up to the general public. Usually police officers are pretty clannish, and they trust us enough that we're having this panel. This panel is free. If you want to see the other side, come and listen and see what these women, these amazing women, are doing. It starts at 7 o'clock. We are opening up at 6:45. And I would love you to hear these women and their stories. We are raising funds for the Greater Pittsburgh Business and Professional Women, which is a group that I have belonged to. And we have concentrated on raising funds and helping, especially now, women and children in this area. And we've depleted our treasury. That's what's happened, because we've been so busy trying to help. But I think this is unique, and anybody is welcome. And this is a chance to hear the other side. And then, being the mother of a police officer, join me and hear what the other side's like. Okay? All right. Thank you, Sal.
And JoAnn, before we go on to the stress management, I saw a question come in on the chat. First of all, by the way, I will send a little flyer out to everybody. So don't worry about trying to copy anything or take anything. I'll send you the flyer. But I think the question came up. This is a virtual event, so everybody can attend, correct?
Correct. Yes. Men and women are welcome. And it's a good chance for them to see what the other side is. Yeah.
Okay. So, by the way, also notice that the times are Eastern Standard, because I know we have people from different places in the country. But again, the good news is through the magic of the internet, it's a virtual event. Everybody can join and participate. Okay. Switch. And by the way, as soon as I'm done, or as soon as we're done with this presentation, I'll open it up for everybody to ask questions on JoAnn's presentation or the police program or questions of each other. So just bear with me for a little bit, for a second longer than normal here. So can everybody, JoAnn, you want to walk us through the your presentation or your overview of the upcoming course?
Right. I first want to give you a little background. I am not a medical professional. I am not a doctor. I'm not a nurse. I am not, a psychiatrist or a psychologist. I have been a counselor, but I'm a business owner and have been a business owner since I was like 5 years old. The first lemonade stand. And one of the things that, and I've been a teacher. And one of the things that, as a multiple business owner, because I've owned up to 5 businesses at one time, and that can create a lot of stress in itself, that I became very interested in what stress was doing to my business owners, let alone me. And because I was in training to be a counselor, I had the privilege of really working with some top people in the field and getting some training, and then seeing how I could apply that to business owners. I think everyone here owns your own business, right?
Yes, or helps people that own their own business.
Okay. One of the things that I would like you to do, and just take a minute to write down what is the one event that happens, or person that walks in the room, or situation that you immediately you get stressed. Your stomach gets in knots. You could feel your heart beating. I just like you. I just like you to write that down, because maybe at the end we have some tips that would diffuse that for you. And we all have the triggers. We all have something. So this is a course that I have taught over the years. Now, the past year and a half, well, it's going on 2 years now, I have been recovering from major operation that, frankly, I wasn't supposed to make it through, but I have, and I'm doing well. So I haven't taught this for a while, and I made the PowerPoint, and that was a lot of fun for me. And the first thing you need to remember is that stress is normal. It is the body's response to a stimuli that is caused by either internal or external demands. How many of you have had a dream and you've woken up and your heart's pounding and you're just like your teeth are clenched and that's an internal. But how many of you have been somewhere and you've heard the word fire and you know you have to move? That's an external. Or you're driving down the road, which has happened to me, and you're going too fast and you're pulled over by the police car. That's an external. We have also been living in a constant external pressure right now because of the COVID situation. And some of us are handling better and some of us are not. But what I'd like you to do is that when I say stress is normal, it is nature's way. It's designed to keep us alive. If you think of 5,000 years ago, 10,000 years ago, we're in the middle of an ice age. So we had to go outside of the cave and hunt or be hunted. Our response, our ability to move, our ability to fight or run like heck kept us alive. So we have a whole series of complex physical reactions that happen that prepare you to run or fight. We have a reaction that occurs on 3 levels: physical, mental, and emotional. Move to the next slide, Sal. And so whether it's good news or whether it's bad news, our body prepares itself to do something. So if I called you up and I said, you just won the lottery, your body would go through the same physical responses as if I told you your credit card was hacked or the IRS is coming to visit you. You know, you have a reaction. And then the next slide, the physical reactions, each one of you have your own favorite physical reaction. Some of you will get sick to your stomach. Some of you will immediately start to clench your teeth and you know it. You have a physical reaction. Some of you will have, you'll have an emotional reaction. Some of us are cool, calm, and collected. Some of us aren't. We have a mental response. And that response is usually, okay, what can I do with this situation? The IRS is coming. Well, I could bolt the door and not let them in. That's one strategy. Or, as I have done in the past, I have cookies and coffee for them. It works. I can guarantee you, I treat them like family. And I got not away, we settled. Let's put it that way. So, next slide, Phil. When we move into a physical reaction, as I've mentioned, we go into the fight or flight mode. Sometimes, and we actually freeze. Have you ever had a situation that you literally did not know what to do? That can happen too. And then you notice the squirrel in the middle of the road, he stops. You don't want to run over him. I have been known to run over, not squirrels, run over the side of a hill to avoid the squirrel. But whatever it is, you're having the physical response, you're having the mental response, and then you're having an emotional response. All three of them may be, let's get the hell out of here, or it may be entirely different. I mean, you actually have three different forces inside you doing all the different things. And that causes a lot of confusion. And that puts your poor body into what I call basically uproar. Next slide, Sal. Your response depends on your role models, the training that you received, your physical health, the environment that you're in, your current status, physically, emotionally, and mental. And it depends on, let me see what I'm making sure, is what are your triggers. Every one of you will have a different trigger. My trigger's different than yours. But you will have a trigger, something that goes off inside you that you just immediately say, you know, you're yelling or you're doing something that you wish you hadn't done. Am I making sense to you guys? All of this is based upon what is called, I call individual perception. Most of us are not being hunted by saber-toothed tigers. But sometimes it feels like it. Okay? And what you do with that perception, is how you handle the situation. Now, when I say role models, oh yeah, you see too, I'm talking our parents. They're our first role model. And if you were like my family, my dad was Italian and my mother's English. So we have the Johnny Bull, mother who's just crying, and you have the dad that's going, ah! But it was interesting. It was situational. My mother would be very calm in some situations, and my dad would just be all over the place. But then they'd switch roles. And if it was physical danger, my dad was an ex-Marine, he'd just move right into the situation. Wasn't afraid, and he was an ex-football player, ex-quarterback. He'd just move in, and no one, I never saw, guys would even be bigger than him, and they'd just back off my dad. Whatever it was, he could take care of. But ask him to balance a checkbook, that caused immediate stress in our house, I can guarantee you. And my mother was great at that. So thinking of your role models and the way you handle stress, this was your training. Now, some of us have had other training too. And that training, maybe you watched your grandparents who were cool and calm. Maybe you had a favorite teacher. Maybe you actually had training to how to deal with situations, a conflict training, assertiveness training, maybe your job. I've watched my son. I will tell you this incident. We were shopping for furniture, and he gets a call. And it was something like out of law and order. He was the special investigator for the Pittsburgh police, liaison with the FBI. And he's taking a call, and they're actually setting up a meet where they're meeting a criminal. But it is, nobody's going to arrest anybody. We're just having this meet. We're going to have a talk. I hear him, and the guy he's talking to, his voice is real high and he's real excited, and you can tell he's younger than my son. And Rob's voice is very calm, and he's saying, no, this is what we're going to do, and this is where we're going to place the people, and this is where, he's just talking just like you were watching Law and Order. And we get off the phone, and I said, I'm going with you. And he looks at me, he said, no one ever takes their mother there. And he said, she'd probably get me killed. But I was like, I'm going to kill whoever it is. Not wise. But later on, I mean, that young man actually was killed. Not in that raid, but in another raid. And my son was on that. And we talked afterwards. And the young man never managed to get a hold of himself and not be able to calmly, like I saw my son, calmly do it, respond and be ready for anything. That's how important training is. It can be a life and death situation. Nurses and doctors generally have that kind of training, although I've seen some that are blown up. But all of us can train ourselves differently once you know what your triggers are. Am I making sense, ladies? Yeah. So when I start to work with people in my classes or individually, and we're going to do a Zoom series, I ask people taking a look at your work, taking a look at your home, taking a look at your environment. How are you handling it? What is the thing that is dragging you down? Some of it's work. Now, many of you own your own business or helping people. And so you don't have that boss that's constantly on your back. And that's good. That's one of the reasons I'm in my own business. I worked for a major company, and I was probably getting fired every year because I was going to say what I wanted. I lasted 5 years, and what I want. But then maybe the home environment. Maybe something's going on. You have someone who's sick in the family, a parent, a husband, a child, and that's the constant pressure. If you have a child who is, and I have a client who has a child who is autistic, that's that constant pressure of having to deal with that. And oftentimes, a lot of people don't understand the problems that you're going through because the pressures never let up when you have a child that has a special learning or physical situation. And it may be the environment. Now, the environment is impacting all of us right now, one way or another. We can't get out to do what we want, or if we do go out, we have to wear a mask, and we have to keep our distance. And if you're like me, I take after my mother, or not my mother, my dad. I want to hug everybody. We hug. That doesn't work. So now we're all doing the what do you call it? The elbow bump. And a couple of us do the fanny bump. We know each other well enough, But it's hard on us. It is. And we're social animals. Some of us are more social than others. I'm very social. So it's hard. How many of you are very social? Yeah, all of us. I think, I can't see Jack. But so this environment has put a stress on us. And if you're not used to dealing with that, it really starts to sap your energy. And so this is one of the reasons why I'm going back to teaching classes, because I see that the constant pressure is really starting to get to people. It has gotten to people. And we've often had some really destructive patterns, and we've all seen them. So I ask people, identify your patterns, identify where you're at stress, identify what you're doing, and then take a look at how you normally handle stress. Now, the next thing would be, well, for women, it's go eat chocolate, right? We want chocolate. We eat too much. I eat too much. We have, I've gained the 15 pounds or whatever during the COVID. We do things that we eat, we smoke, we may use alcohol more, we may resort to medication, withdrawal, anger, blowing up a lot quicker. I have people who sulk, and they sulk grandly. We drink too much coffee. That's a that's a bad one of mine. Chocolate, of course. Potato chips is when I grab a bag of potato chips, gang, you know I really have it. And I no longer keep big bags in here. I get one little bag at a time, because if I have one big bag, I have to eat it. The whole thing. So identifying what you do to handle the overwhelming stress or distress, and then developing other options is part of what we do. So you develop some kind of exercise that you enjoy. I have found yoga, gentle yoga, stretching, and I hate exercise. I really hate exercise. So I've had to find something that is fun for me. And I like yoga, I like stretching, and I'm actually back in physical therapy because that gets me out to meet people. I'll pay for it, and they help me with my back and shoulder problems. Relaxation techniques, and there's a lot of good relaxation techniques. And I invite everyone to have a medical exam. And I know a lot of people are staying away from doctors, but the past year and a half, I can't stay away from them. I have to be there. I have to see my neurosurgeon. I have to see my neurologist. I have to see my physical therapist. And I've been extremely impressed at how well they're handling the physical circumstances. So don't scare yourself. Go. And if need be, take a can of wipes with you and wipe things off. And I've done that too. But I did it to make myself comfortable. So and then we take a look at your diet. And what I find is some people do so much better with protein than others. And you need to identify and work with a nutritionist, which I've done. And for my particular situation, when I'm being good, I've taken myself off the goodies. I'm eating a lot more vegetables, and I am eating a lot more protein. Now, the protein is fish and chicken, every once in a while lamb, and but I'm staying away from heavy red meat. But all of these things become additional tools for you to handle what's going on. And that's what I help people with is, okay, what's going on in your life? How can we develop a different response and add to your arsenal of tools that actually gives you more control of your life? And it all goes back to most of the stress we're experiencing is based upon your individual perception of what is a problem. So, thank you for allowing me to practice on you. Stephanie, you're going to hear a version of this again. So.
Well,
Oh, there we go.
Nice presentation.
yeah, let me say this. I've
Thank you.
unmuted everybody from my side, so I'll open it up for just general questions and answers.
JoAnn, it does depend on what room they put me in, because there are two speakers and I'll be jumping back and forth. But no, stress has always been a big thing of my life. I deal with anxiety, and so a lot of times I've been in a lot of high stress situations. And like you said, I did have a disabled brother growing up, and it caused a lot of different stresses in my family. And then, yeah, COVID here, just with our particular industry, when our industry, basically shut down because of this, there is a lot of stressors of what you're going to do with your family. And so I've really had to step back and take a look, because anxiety is an issue for me. And if it gets worse, I have to really step back and look at what is causing that. And so through the whole summer, I was looking at, there was a book that I read that really focused on fear and what causes that fear. And so it's just one of those things where my anxiety is under control. I don't have to worry about it. But the stressors are still there. It's just how I've handled it. And my CEO has been a big part of that. You'll meet her on Wednesday. She's such a resilient person that she is a good person to be around, because she is so positive, and that definitely helps. But Tai Chi is my lifesaver as well. So thank you.
Okay. Any other questions or comments for JoAnn?
Nice presentation.
And Jack, by the way, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to send you later via email, and I can join that meeting if you want. I'm going to send you the contact information, the emails and phone numbers for tech support. When I've had issues in the past, they've been like really, really helpful. So I'll send you the tech support.
I've been trying to. I've been on, and then it goes off, and then I come back on again. But I'm just messing with the camera here.
Yeah, no, don't worry. I'll send you the contact information for tech support. Okay, well, listen, let's do something. It's 50 minutes after the hour. Unless anybody has any other questions or comments, I'm going to wrap it up, because, again, I know now that in the time of these video chats, I'm sure a lot of you have another video chat starting in 10 minutes, and I want to give you at least a chance to take a break, drink some water, do something, relax a little bit before you have to go into your next, hopefully not so stressful video chat. But thank you all for joining me. Don't forget about the activity with the police women. I'll be sending out that brochure. Last chance to put your contact information into the chat. And then if not, I will see everybody again in 2 weeks.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks,
everybody.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.